And to share with us some of that, we have His Excellency Dr. AKP Mochtan, Deputy Secretary General of ASEAN Community and Corporate Affairs. Your Excellency.
Thank you very much. Honorable Minister of Youth and Sports of Malaysia, His Excellency Pak Hairi Zamaluddin, His Excellency Richard Stengel, Undersecretary for Public Diplomacy and Public Affairs, U.S. State Department, distinguished guests, youth leaders from ASEAN, mentors, friends, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the ASEAN Secretariat, I would like to thank the organizers for inviting the Secretariat, the ASEAN Secretariat, to this very exciting event and very important initiative. The Secretary General, Lee Luang Min, conveys his commendation for this event. Due to prior commitment, however, he is unable to be here, and it is my honor to meet the cream of ASEAN youth leaders represented by the admirable young men and women gathered in this room, and I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate each and every one of you for making it here. Let me start my talk by underlining ASEAN's objectives. One of the purposes of ASEAN, as stipulated in the Article 1.13 of this Charter, is to promote a people-oriented ASEAN, in which all sectors of society are encouraged to participate in and benefit from the process of ASEAN integration and community building. This highlights a very strong societal focus on ASEAN development, underlining the aspiration and intent to raise the quality of life of the people through participatory process. The call for participation applies for the youth, which is one of the most valuable assets that we have. ASEAN has been hard at work to realize its aspiration and dreams. The ASEAN community journey started more than 45 years ago, when the ASEAN founding fathers signed the Backdrop Declaration on August 1967. With persistence, patience and confidence, ASEAN is seeing its dreams come true. Come 31st December 2015, the economies of the 10 ASEAN member states will be integrated. The ASEAN Economic Community will transform ASEAN into a single market, single production base. There will be free movement of goods, services, and investments, as well as freer flow of capital and labor. Southeast Asia will be an economically competitive region brought about by harmonized standards and regulations in industry, commerce, investment, and other fields. Overall, we can expect a truly connected Southeast Asia, physically, institutionally, and among the people. The way to our dream ASEAN community is laden with challenges, but also opportunities, however. Let me highlight some of the key challenges. The first one is cutting down the regional commitment. Like spokes in a wheel, the entire ASEAN machinery will be handicapped if one or more member states fail to translate their commitment into national legislation, policies, and activities. Member states need to expedite ratification of the various ASEAN agreements and transpose that regional commitment into respective national plan and action. This may entail modifying domestic laws to align national political interests to long-term ASEAN objectives. The second challenge is strengthening inter-pillar coordination. ASEAN needs to strengthen its coordination on cross-cutting issues. For example, climate change and food security issues call for an integrated and multi-sectoral approach. The cross-cutting concerns of poverty eradication, social protection, gender equality, and vulnerable groups should be seen from a holistic perspective. Likewise, mainstreaming human rights into all three pillars has been a challenge. The third challenge, as mentioned by the Minister of Youth and Sport, is raising more awareness about ASEAN. Surveys on ASEAN community building efforts conducted in the capital cities of member states in 2012 showed a mixed result. While 81% of those surveyed have heard about ASEAN, 76% do not have clear understanding of what ASEAN does, nor its implication to their lives. There is a need to foster greater awareness of ASEAN to all segments of citizens so they may be better informed and more involved in the community building process. The fourth challenge is intensifying engagement with civil societies. While ASEAN has made some efforts to reach out to NGOs and to broader civil society, ASEAN is still largely perceived as government-driven. ASEAN's vision for a people-centered ASEAN calls for a more inclusive approach, embracing and involving all sectors of society to participate in and benefit from the processes of ASEAN integration and community building, including the youth. The fifth and big challenge is narrowing development gap. ASEAN is diverse, not only in the political, cultural, and social landscapes of its member states, but also in economic realm. Significant gaps exist between the advanced and developing members as well as within individual countries. We have many people living in first world standards while many others barely get by. This is true in terms of mobility as well as access to education, health, care, and livelihood. As such, narrowing development gap remains as one of ASEAN's fundamental reasons for its existence and a challenge that must be addressed with urgency. Now, amidst these challenges, what are the opportunities for the youth to contribute to the ASEAN community building processes? Let me share with you some key opportunities, and I would like to share 4 of them as follows. One is youth leadership development. The ASEAN community building process is like a marathon without a finish line. We must simply endure and continue to push forward. In the years to come, we continue to require a pool of strong, forward-looking ASEAN leaders who will be the next torch-bearers and sustain our gains in the future. Now it's the time to engage youth groups, harnessing their leadership skills and enabling them to become champions for politically cohesive, economically integrated, and socially responsible ASEAN community. By training a generation of competent youth leaders now, we are ensuring that the implementation of ASEAN community at the regional and national levels will be in good hands. For this reason, I wish to express our appreciation to the governments of Malaysia and the US for taking the initiative to promote youth partnership in ASEAN through this Yseali program. The second area of opportunity is youth-led awareness promotion. As I said, around 60%, about 76% of those surveyed do not know actually what ASEAN do and the benefit of ASEAN for them. Now, on the other hand, we also know around 60% of ASEAN populations today are under 35 years old. We know that many in this age bracket rely on their peers for information, and this makes our young people an important force for promoting awareness about ASEAN. With the new young people, generation of young people being more educated and technologically savvy, the youth of today are in advantage position when it comes to stimulating strong commitment of their fellow youth in ASEAN's community building efforts. I therefore urge the youth leaders in this room to take an active role in raising awareness about ASEAN and encourage others to participate in our community building efforts. This is something you can start through social media or through interpersonal communication platforms. The third opportunity is youth volunteerism and participation. The ASEAN community building would benefit from broader participation by all stakeholders, including the young generation. ASEAN youth, therefore, must be bold and seize the opportunity to make greater and visible contribution to the ASEAN community building process. Volunteerism and community participation are potential avenues to realize this. For example, youth volunteers can initiate or take part in community-based projects related to humanitarian work in disasters, sport events, cultural revival projects, home care for the elderly, or educational campaigns. This way, the young people can nurture a sense of truly caring and sharing community, which is the bedrock of ASEAN, where ASEAN stands. Another opportunity is youth entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is a source of job creation and economic empowerment that will help narrow the development gap within and between countries. In this regard, exploring the promise of entrepreneurship as a career option for youth should be considered in earnest. The ASEAN leaders have expressed their commitment in this area through the Bandar Sri Begawan Declaration on Youth Entrepreneurship and Employment adopted during the 23rd ASEAN Summit in October 2013. In the mutual spirit of mutual cooperation and partnership, the private sector too will have a wide-ranging role to play, which may include the provision of mental support and business expertise as well as program sponsorships. However, as the philosopher Rabindranath Tagore said, you cannot cross the sea merely by staring at the water. It is up to the youth themselves to seize this opportunity with their fresh, innovative idea. Let me conclude my statement by saying that the youth are the region's greatest asset. I look forward for this workshop to come up with ideas for innovative, dynamic approach to broaden and deepen ASEAN engagement with the youth. In closing, let me share a story about a little boy who was sobbing away in darkness holding a tiny oil lamp. A passerby came and asked the boy, "What's the matter?" And the boy said, "I have to cross the forest to reach my village on the other side, but I am scared of the dark." And the man said, "But you have a lamp to show you the path." "Yes," the boy answered, but it can show me only a few feet ahead of me, and the village is 3 miles away." The man said encouragingly, "Just take one step at a time in light as shown by the light, and you will reach home." The boy took every step in light and soon reached the village without fear. Yes, there might be some dark, unfamiliar, uncertain areas in the horizon as we journey toward the ASEAN community. But let us remember, what we have with us can take us as far as we want. Together, we can reach our destiny one step at a time. Thank you very much.